I'm Ronnie from Ronnie's Garage in Southern California.
What we're going to do today on that charging system is I got out of the shop manual. So I printed out the pages so that we can just, go through the factory step-by-step diagnosis thing. Okay, so what Gene was telling me, he's the owner of the car, when he restored this car years ago, he replaced that original aluminum cable with a larger gauge welding cable, which is stranded. So his is copper all the way. So that explains part of the reason that we had no real drop in voltage going back. I'm putting the cover back on this thing here. I hope. It helps if you put it on the right way. Now because the battery is still disconnected. Okay, let's go look at the battery and the voltage. Let me get my voltmeter. So it's been charging on medium for the last, 15, 20 minutes we've been working. Medium on this charger is about 15, 20 amps. So go ahead and pull these off. Reconnect the battery. Smoke? No smoke. That's good. And let me get my lights. It's 13.21 right now. So it's started at 13.2. It's dropping. Should eventually go down to about 12.6 or so. So let's start. Watch that voltmeter when I start the car, and we'll see what happens. So it should, when it cranked, how low did it get? Do you remember? 10.89. I think this battery is just a little edgy. It really shouldn't drop more than a volt or so. When you load test the battery, we can do that right now too. Let's do that. Portable load tester. Now, one thing I always find amazing is AAA will come out, hook this little thing, looks like a cell phone, to your battery and say that they're load testing. They're testing your battery. And I don't think that's accurate. A battery is designed to produce a lot of current to turn a starter, to turn over an engine. That little hand tester is not going to give you anything close to the real world test on that. This is a load tester. What it has is a spring-loaded knob with carbon piles, which are just stacks of carbon washers that you actually tighten against, and you can dial in your load. You can put a big load on this battery. This battery, the cold cranking amps right here is 710. So when you test a battery, you want to go half the cold cranking amps for 15 seconds, and then you read what the voltage is. That voltage is down around 9 or under, the battery is at the end of its life. So this is where we're going to really see a test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that voltmeter there, right? And I'm going to bring this up to, this will generate heat, so you'll see a little smoke, to 310 amps. So by hand, watch this. Watch the voltage. It should drop. It's not going down that quick. So 15 seconds is a long time, but it is, as you can see, it's dropping. And I don't know if you guys can smell it, but you can smell the heat that's being generated by these carbon piles. So that should be enough. So it dropped to 9.82, which is marginal. It's typically a brand new battery might drop down to 11. Okay, so that 2 volts is a big difference. Big difference. So since it's over 4 years old, no, it says 2016 on it. Yeah, so it's 4.5 years, 4.25 years old. Wouldn't hurt to change the battery. That's my opinion. So when I did start it up, just so you know, the ammeter went to the full right. But when you think about it, if it's dropping, it's compromising the voltage on the system when you go to crank. That means it doesn't have much capacity left in there. So he's asking if this battery disconnect is creating compromise. Well, I don't think so, because when we check the charging system, the output right up there at the front is virtually the same as it is right at the battery. So there's no resistance in there. There's no reduction of voltage or current. Well, the Silver Cloud 2, yeah, it takes a group size of a 27F. Okay, so the group size is the actual physical size of the battery. And then the F on this model means that the poles are opposite of the normal group 27. And that's because, like on a Silver Shadow, which also takes a group 27, the terminals are on this side. Well, you think, well, I could just turn that. But the problem is the negative terminal's got to be in the back and the positive's in the front. So if you took this one, the positive would be in the back and the negative would be in the front. So that just means they switch the position of the poles on the same case. Okay?
You said it wouldn't start when it flat-faded in here?
Right. And then I put a charger on it, got it started, and then I didn't charge it after that. The generator's been bringing it up. So I wouldn't worry about that ammeter at all. I would get another battery in there, drive it, and see how it works. Got to remember, this is 50, 60-year-old technology. And these ammeters can be funky. And, I wouldn't expect them to work perfect. Because the old joke, British car owners, is if your gauge doesn't work, tap it. And that usually wakes them up.